positive energy all the time, and we are here for a short PSA. This is a public service announcement. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're all doing great. This is bad, 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 bad. And it's all about black plastic. Black plastic. Recently, this is crazy because I would get food from a Jamaican restaurant. And they would always sell me my food in these black plastic trays, the rectangular one with compartments in it. I would get beans and rice, cabbage, and plantain. And putting that warm food inside that plastic has not been good for my health. Now, I haven't been eating there that much lately, but I was saving these containers in case I wanted to make food preps. Put them in the refrigerator, have my meals already done for my workouts. But in my subconscious, I just never liked the plastic. You know, it was just something about it. I knew that plastic it wasn't any good. So I never was using them. So I had a whole cabinet full of them. And I'm straightening out my kitchen, rearranging things so I have more room. And about 2 months ago, I threw them all away. I threw all of these plastic containers away. I had some round ones like that too. Threw them all away. Threw them all in the garbage. Sure enough, recent articles came out about black plastic. And I'm going to be honest with you. If we don't go the extra mile to take care of our health, we don't have a chance in hell. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you all straight up. If you don't go the extra mile to take care of your health in this society, you don't have a chance in hell. This is the honest to God truth. Because the world we live in is not correctly managed. Nobody's minding the store. Nobody's watching the store. And so the people that make these items can do whatever the hell they want to do, and nobody knows. And it's safe to say that for you younger people in the internet generation, especially those of you that are really wise and really watch what's going on, you are going to get more bad news than you can imagine. And I'm going to tell you, You should be following news sources on your social media. Your Instagram, you should be following news sources. Your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTube, you should be following news sources and not just ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, but alternative news sources, environmental news sources, health news sources. Trust me what I'm telling you. Because a lot of these updates, when they come out, they only come out in the particular subject matter that they're in. So you have to be watching environmental news to get certain news. It might be a long time before NBC or ABC covers that story. So recently, it came out that this plastic, this black plastic, is no good. But you're not going to believe what I'm about to show you. You ain't going to believe it. You are not going to believe it. Let's start here. Why black plastic is bad news. Black plastics are more likely to contain unregulated amount of toxic chemicals, including heavy metals and flame retardants, which can leach into food and pose a hazard to human health. In addition, black plastics are not recyclable due to their color. The black color is created by adding a substance called carbon black to the plastic. Carbon black, which contains numerous compounds, some of which, like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, have carcinogenic properties that have led the International Agency for Research on Cancer to classify carbon black as possibly carcinogenic to humans. It is not yet known if carbon black leaches out of black plastic containers into food during microwaving, but we would not recommend microwaving food in any color of plastic container. Although black plastic makes up 15% of all plastic recyclables, largely single-use food containers, the vast majority is not recycled because the technology used by recycling facilities to sort plastic cannot see the color black. These material reclamation facilities use an infrared light to sort the plastic by color, and as carbon black absorbs infrared light, the facility simply does not register black plastic, and they do not get sorted for recycling. As a result of this failure, most black plastic items end up in our landfills, incinerators, or littered in our environment after just a single use. Due to the lack of recycled black plastic, the demand is often met with e-waste, discarded electronics like old computers, phones, TVs, monitors, speakers, and appliances that contains toxic chemicals such as phthalates, flame retardants, and heavy metals such as cadmium, lead, nickel, chromium, and mercury. The chemical-laced plastics are melted down, mixed with food-grade plastic to turn into children's toys, single-use utilities and coffee stirrers, hot cup lids, cooking implements, insulated mugs, jewelry, garden hoses, and holiday decorations, among other things. Although existing safety regulations limit the amount of these chemicals and metals present in electronics, there are currently no government regulations covering the safety of recycled black plastic items. Therefore, high levels of toxic chemicals that are prohibited in your laptop or phone are perfectly legal in your black plastic fork, spatulas, sliding spoons, or hot cup lids. Did you hear what they just said? They said even though this stuff is banned, prohibited in your laptop and your phone, it's in your spoons and your stuff that you give to your children and what you put in your mouth. Let me tell you something. See, this is Vegan Intel you watching. And we try to get you to eat better over here, take care of yourself, put more fruits and vegetables, nuts and grains, herbs and spices into your system. But that's not all. You have to go out of your way to take care of yourself. It is a constant fight. And if you can't control the food you're eating, you're surely not going to have the mind state to find all these things. You're just not. Look, cancer-causing chemicals hiding in incredibly common coffee machines should be avoided at all costs. Experts are warning against using coffee makers made of black plastic over fears the material contains high level of cancer-causing chemicals and flame retardants. Kitchen utensils, electronics, and coffee machines are made of recycled plastic that is melted together from different colored items, which give it a messy and unappealing color. As a result, manufacturers commonly add a dye known as carbon black to the recycled product to turn them into consistent black color to look sleeker and uniform. Studies have shown that carbon black contains numerous compounds such as polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons that are carcinogenic. As a result, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified carbon black as a carcinogen in 2020 despite limited evidence on its effects on human health. To ensure that their now black plastic products are immune to electrical fires, they also add an brominated flame retardant and organophosphate flame retardants during production. This is incredible. In the stuff you eat, making your coffee and cooking with. A 2024 Chemisphere study has also found that exposure to items containing high levels of BFRs and OPFRs can increase the risk of cancer, cause neurotoxicity, and hormone disruption. Companies continue to use toxic flame retardants in plastic electronics, and that's resulting in unexpected and unnecessary toxic exposure. These cancer causing chemicals shouldn't be used to begin with, but recycling, they are entering our environment and our homes in more ways than one. The high levels we found are concerning. Experts believe that if your black plastic coffee maker is damaged or is consistently exposed to boiling water for long periods of time, the cancerous chemicals may start melting during the coffee making process and slowly trickle down into your coffee cup. I had an air fryer that I bought brand new, and it sat in my kitchen and it sat in my kitchen and it sat in my kitchen 1 year, 2 years. And it was just something about it because it was this black plastic with this silver stuff on it. And in the back of my mind, it was like, okay, I'm going to put my food in this plastic thing that heats up. So it just really wasn't that appealing to me. You know, it seemed like it wasn't the way to go. So I threw it out. I threw it out. I threw it out. I threw it out because eventually I found out, yeah, that plastic is no good. Right? Yeah, G-Ra, for sure. So if you're gonna get an air fryer, get the one I'm getting next month. I'm getting a Cuisinart because it's stainless steel. You see the inside is all stainless steel. I don't have to worry about no plastic. So I'm just gonna buy this one. I threw the other one brand new. And here's the thing. It was brand new. But I couldn't give that to nobody. First, I thought, you're throwing away this. But I said, well, why would I give somebody something that I feel is toxic or dangerous? Well, I'm supposed to give it to my daughters, my son, and give them this thing. So I just threw it, never used, in the trash. In the trash. Now, you ain't saying nothing. Okay? This is absolutely crazy. Okay? This is absolutely crazy. You haven't seen anything. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. They actually got electronic cords and stuff in the black plastic. I kid you not. Hold on. There's actually electronic parts, cords. They're hiding this story because they know if you see this, you'll be mad. Look, I'm trying to find it now. It's in the title, but it's actually hid in the story. Give me a minute. It's actually electronic parts in the black plastic. I kid you not. It's actually made from electronic parts. I kid you not. Look, I kid you not. You cannot make this up. Look, some black plastic products, particularly those used in kitchen utensils, takeout containers, or toilet, are made from recycled electronic waste. You see how they saying electronic waste? Cords and stuff that plug up your radios and stuff. I kid you not. I can't find the original article where it says exactly that. She is saying electronic waste. Okay, what is electronic waste? What is electronic waste? Be specific. Hold on. They don't want to say what I seen in the other article. They just keep saying electronic waste. I'll tell you how we can find out. Let's just look up electronic waste. I swear to God, y'all. Here we go. Look. I tell you, man, if you don't take care of yourself, you ain't got a chance in hell. Look, man, this is electronic waste. You see, they wouldn't just say that. Electronic waste or e-waste encompassing a wide range of discarded items with electrical components. This includes anything with a plug, cord, or electric circuit board, such as computers, monitors, TVs, cell phones, printers, and various household appliances. Essentially, if it has electronic parts and is no longer wanted, it's likely considered e waste. This is what they're putting in your spatula. This is what they're putting in here. This is what they're making this stuff out of. E-waste, like electronical. If it's a black bowl and it's not plastic, you probably good to go. G-Rod, this is plastic. These things. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. What y'all think about that? Let's just be realistic. Like, what do y'all think about that? Like, this is beyond criminal. This is a situation where they're letting people just make money any kind of way they can make money with no regards for public safety. It's electronical e-waste in this stuff right here that you put in your skillet. All right. This don't make no sense, man. This don't make no sense. Like, this is not making any sense. This is really not making any sense whatsoever to take electronic trash that you know they'll dig it out of a dumpster, they'll dig it out of a junk heap, and then they'll melt it down and they figure, well, we melted, it ain't gonna be no more like whatever been on it. But we don't have no proof that stuff don't get melted in instead of burnt off. So if it's a heap and there's rats in there and they urinating and boo-booing and dogs go over in there and urinate and boo-boo and all whatever, flies, maggots, who knows, then they just scrape it up and melt it down and make dishes from stuff like this. Does this look like you want this in your food? Who wants this? They dishes made out of this. Who wants their dishes made out of this? Like, seriously. and to put hot stuff in something made out of this. This is the crazy. Every time this stuff gets crazier and crazier. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. This gets crazier and crazier. When I first went plant based, I had no idea that it was gonna save me from this type of foolishness. I had no idea. Because what going plant based, what going vegan did, is it put me on a health kick. And so I began to check out what's in my food to make sure it ain't no artificial colors and things like that. And then after so many years of checking what's in your food, you begin to check out what's in everything. Because you end up going from just trying to get off meat and dairy and animal byproducts into a whole total health experience. And this is why I be telling people going plant-based vegan is the best thing you could do, because it's going to help you be more aware of everything. After so long, you're going to be like, what's in this carpet? What are my sheets and pillowcases? What are my clothes made out of? What are my cooking utensils made out of? What is this shit y'all spraying outside? You know, you really get into, because you're trying to be healthy. So that's a long road. It just don't stop with going plant-based. So if you're lazy and you're eating food that is not healthy, there's no way you're going to really have your intentions. For example, I got some coffee, right? I don't like this top. See what I'm saying? I don't like this top. See what I'm saying? See, these are the type of things start spooking you out. So now I got to go get me a glass coffee maker myself. Because things start spooking me out easily. It ain't no need of me trying to be healthy, and these people going to turn right back around and unalive me. So it's like, okay, I've been doing some research into my own coffee maker where I can make it myself, because I don't drink coffee that much, only in emergency situations. Like I got a project to put out that I got to work on for 2 months. Then I drink coffee for those 2 months or whatever. And as soon as that project is over, I don't need to be up those extra amount of hours, then I don't mess with it. Because I don't really mess with anything. I don't let anything become addictive. I don't let anything become, well, I gotta have it, except water and food. But I'm very aware of addictive. So I'll put things down to make, because I don't like addiction. I don't want to be addicted, but I can't even trust anybody. They claim using these parts is the only way to reduce waste landfill. They're right. Using those parts could reduce waste landfill. I don't got no problem with them using them parts, but you can't use them to eat out of, make something else out of it. But don't make something that we got to put in the oven or put in a microwave or put hot. What? Don't make it. You can't make something else. Make something else that we don't have to consume. Make something else out of it. Bed frames, whatever. But make something where it's hard plastic and it's not going to leach out because you're not putting it in heat. Don't make nothing that you're going to turn around and put in heat. That's just absolutely crazy. And G-Rod, they supposed to be so intelligent. Like, they supposed to be so intelligent. Anybody, any idiot would know, I'm going to make this, but I'm not going to make this. You're not going to make this microphone to put in no heat. Okay, you're not going to mix plastic and heat. That's why I got stainless steel spoons and stuff like that. Glass, iron. It's like plastic and heat. Like hot food and plastic. Like, seriously? Yeah, they do. We don't be knowing no better? We don't know no better. You get your food, like I say, from the Jamaican restaurant. You eat some of it. You put it down. You want to warm it up. Boom. But I don't use a microwave. I use a convection oven, but I don't use the microwave. I put my food, when I warm it up, I put it in a cast iron skillet, and I either put it on top of the stove and heat it up, or I put it in the stove. I don't use no microwave. I ain't radiating my food. You know what I'm saying? I'm not cooking my food in no radiation, so I don't have no microwave. I haven't used a microwave in years. Because common sense tell you don't use no microwave. It got a warning and it don't even stand close to it when it's on. The microwave got warnings in it. Go read the warnings. You can't be pregnant and turn on no microwave and stand there pregnant by the microwave. They tell you to move back. So I don't have a microwave. There's a microwave in this office, but it just been sitting there. It came with the office. I don't use it. Get a confection oven that got the lights light up and turn orange and light your stuff up. I ain't radiating my food. That's out the question. You know what I'm saying? I haven't used a microwave. Ooh. I haven't used a microwave probably in 47 years. Probably, yeah, because when I went vegan, microwaves were new anyway. Microwaves were just coming out because people had confection ovens and people warmed their stuff up in the stove in the 70s. You warmed your stuff up in the stove. People warmed their food up in the stove. You turn the stove on, let it get warm, get your food ready, put it in a skillet or whatever, and you sit it in that warm stove. And you can sit it in that stove. If that stove is hot, you can sit your food in there, and then you can just turn the stove off. And just the heat that's already in there warms your food up perfect without burning it. In case you forget it's in there an extra 5 or 6 minutes, it's going to be perfectly warm. You know what I'm saying? The oven don't take long to warm up. No, I mean, as far as warming up an oven and putting your food in the oven and taking 15 minutes to warm up your food, the whole idea you got to have your food in 1 minute that's an issue right there. That's like a mental issue right there. So that's a mental issue right there that you want to go, get some food, throw it, put it in there. 1 minute, it's ready. That's like a mental issue because there's no reason for your food to have to be ready in 1 minute. For what? Like you got to be somewhere in 3 minutes? Like, are you zipping like that? Nobody's zipping like that in real life. Like, who's zipping like that? Like, that's too much zipping. Even if my job got a confection oven and I got an hour lunch, That's way more than enough time for it take 10 minutes to warm that food up and I eat. I still got 50 minutes left. There's no reason I have to have that food in 1 minute. That right there is even some type of social retardation kind of, because nobody could show me why you need food in 30 seconds or a minute. I don't know. When we used to make popcorn on the stove, we still had popcorn. So I mean, if you want popcorn, you just want popcorn. What's the difference in popcorn in 10 minutes and popcorn in 1 minute? None really. I mean, what does that minute do for you? What, you know what I'm saying? What, you get like another 9 minutes or something accomplished? No, not really. It's a mental thing that they put in your mind that everything got to be like that for no reason. They can't tell you why it's got to be fast. They just tell you it's fast, but okay, why? Why do I need my food ready in 1 or 2 minutes? You don't cook in 1 or 2 minutes. So if I cook some food, if I cook my food, that could easily take 30 or 45 minutes, an hour, depending on what I'm cooking. I eat it. Boom, I put some in the refrigerator. Now it took me an hour to cook it. It's going to take me 10 minutes to warm it up in the stove. How in the hell can I cook it for an hour, but now I can't wait just 10 minutes to warm it back up? I mean, warming it back up is nothing if it's already cooked. Cooking is what takes the long time. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not really convenience when you think about it. How is 1 minute convenient? How? That's a misused word too. How is throwing my food in the microwave convenient? That's a misuse of the term convenient. Basically, let me look up convenient. I mean, clown stuff. Look, the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Now, how is putting your food in the stove and turning the stove on difficult? See what I'm saying? This way it get ridiculous. How is turning on the stove, putting your food on the stove, difficult? How is that difficult? So then it gets from more faster, because a stove is already convenient. A stove, this is where it gets ridiculous, G-Rock. I lived in Hawaii in the hills. We cooked on a fire. Which one is convenient? Cooking outside on a fire or on a stove? A stove would be convenient. All right, if a stove is convenient, what's the purpose of a microwave? Like, they can't say it's convenient. They would have to say faster, but they couldn't say more convenient, because there's not much more I could do in that 4 or 5 minutes. So, I mean, what is convenient about getting your food in the microwave and then sitting down watching TV or whatever. That like makes no sense. Like it's not really convenient, I guess. I mean, in a weird way. I mean, if the microwave is convenient, that's sad that people are so lazy that they want stuff in 20 seconds. When anybody with common sense go no, that the more time you take, the better the product gonna be. Everybody for sure, food warmed up in the stove tastes way better than the microwave. By far. Food warmed up on top of the stove in the stove, it brings its natural flavor back and everything. Food in the microwave just make it hot. It doesn't bring back any flavor. That's a fact. No flavor. It's just hot. It happens so fast that there's no time for the flavor to simmer. It's not as good. Microwave food is not as good as food warmed up on the stove. Not even close. That's for those out there that cook. Y'all cook. If you cook a meal and you warm it up on the stove, which one tastes the best? The one on the stove, and the one in the microwave is just hot. The flavor is not there. The one you warm up in the stove, it takes time and the juices come back up. The microwave don't make no juices either. It dries it out. The microwave dries it out. You got to sprinkle some water on it and throw it in there. That might work, but it's kind of weird. It's not like a fire. It really don't taste good. Like microwave popcorn compared to doing it on top of the stove, it's no comparison. It's no way that microwave popcorn is nowhere close as good as corn kernels put in a pot of some oil and popped in a pot on the stove. It's no comparison. The house don't smell like nothing with the microwave popcorn. With the popcorn on the stove, the whole house, you can smell it. Like microwave food is not good anyway. It's really not. Not to me. It tastes like trash. It's just hot, but it doesn't have. It's not savory. And how much of your life you want to give away trying to go so fast that you're willing to get like cancer and all this. You want to radiate your baby. You got your kids in the house. You got microwaves. You know what I'm saying? With your babies in the house. Now you teaching your baby to do that shit. And your baby playing with this microwave oven and playing with it. And nobody reads the instructions on the microwave oven. Because the microwave oven, the stove don't got. The stove ain't got all that weirdo stuff on there. Look. Microwave in use. Persons with pacemakers and implants stay out. Oven can cause interference with pacemaker operation. So it's telling you right there that this microwave oven is sending waves out. Look, it's got the nuclear. It got the nuclear. It got the nuclear waste symbol on it. You know what I'm saying? This show you how crazy people are. People crazy as hell. It got the nuclear waste symbol on it that you put on a nuclear power plant. People crazy. They let these people tell them whatever. You know what I'm saying? They let these people sell them anything. The like the nuclear, the nuclear is unbelievable. It got the nuclear waste symbol on it. Come on, man. Who would eat out of that? You know what I'm saying? This is how this is what they do. And it's all for money. It's all for money. It's all just to make money. It's not really for your convenience. It's a way for them to sell some stuff. It's a way for your woman not to know how to cook too. She warming up stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't use, you know what I'm saying? I'm already hip to the game. I already know on this side they make you sick and on this side they treat the cancer. So I already know the game. They give you the cancer, then they treat the cancer. They can't lose because they on both sides. So that what it benefit them to give you cancer. They got a whole industry. They got a whole they got a whole industry. So that's you know what I'm saying? They got a whole industry. So I don't mess with the system at all because they got a whole industry. It benefits them for sure. The global market for cancer treatment is estimated to be worth over 200 billion annually. Drug sales, oncology drug accounts for a significant portion of this revenue, with estimates exceeding 100 billion. So yeah, they can't lose. They can't lose if they sell you this stuff. They winning. They winning. The key to being able to really stay alive, one of the main things you have to pay attention to is who's making money. That's if you ain't paying attention to who's making money off of you, you ain't got a chance in hell. You ain't got no chance. Because they will make you sick to make that money. They got the whole system set up. Go buy your stuff for Thanksgiving, and then they start running commercials for Tom's and Rolaids and stuff for your stomach. So boom, eat this stuff and then come to Walgreens and buy this. I mean, they make the money on both sides. Come back, eat this and come get some Pepto Bismol. Eat this and take a Bayer aspirin. Eat this and take etc. And they already, they can't lose. It don't hurt them for you to get cancer. They make money. That's 200 billion. You know what I'm saying? That's 200 billion. So why would they tell you? And the people, when you start talking about stocks, for some people to be like about business, you wonder how much business they're about. You got to be crazy to think that they don't got stocks on both sides. I mean, if I had a big company making microwaves, I'd invest in cancer treatment. Why wouldn't I? If I sold stuff that could cause breast cancer, I would invest in breast cancer treatment. I would know what my product do, sell it, pay off politicians to let me sell y'all this trash, because the public is suckers. There's a sucker born every minute. And then I'll find out, look what scientists say, because they have their scientists too. So you have the so-called independent scientists, but all these companies have scientists, and they come back and tell them, this could cause this could cause that. They say, okay, how can we cover that up? And then they know this could cause this and that. They bored, go back. Okay, if this caused this and that, what's the treatment for that? Oh, it's this and that. Okay, go invest. Take a lot of company money and put it into the damage that our product gonna do. Basic, it's just that cold. And then a lot of them that really there, they don't use none of that shit. At the top, the people that know the damage of this stuff, they don't buy it, they don't use that stuff. The people that's at the top selling you like hazardous stuff, they don't use it. They don't eat that food they sell you. They don't eat that. They don't eat that. They don't. That's for you. They not messing with that. So it's bad enough they got the microwave food, and some people putting this with the chemicals in the plastic in the microwave. Bam, a double whammy. Radiation and the chemicals in the plastic. And you know what kind of mad you gotta be to eat some food that was cooked with radiation? Because I don't know what people think microwave is. Microwave is radiation. A confection oven, that's heat. That's something lighting up in heat. But a microwave, that's radiation. That's waves. Like why would you have waves go in your food? How do you know the waves came back out? How you know the waves don't go in there and leave something in there? Like how you know the nuclear waves don't go and leave nuclear energy in your food? And you eat nuke, your food is nuked. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. Your food nuke, you nuking your food. That's crazy as hell. That kind of stuff, when you see that kind of stuff, that's why people like me just be separated. You know what I'm saying? I don't look down on the people. You know what I'm saying? When I get around regular people, to me it's like going to uh uh working with children that got learning disabilities. I treat the public like that. Like, oh, they got learning disability, like they got mental disabilities. They go to the school for the slow kids. So I don't look down at them on them. I just look at them like they're in a low grade of knowledge. So I don't look at it like, because I think they unintentionally are in a low grade of knowledge. Because we live in a world where as long as you get a whole lot of people to be slow, then slow is considered normal. This is how they work their number. If they get a whole bunch of people to nuke their food and use microwave, then I look crazy because that's what everybody else doing it. So we live in a world where everybody else doing it, and they like the idea that everybody else doing it until everybody got cancer, until everybody got diabetes, until everybody is going to dialysis. They hide that everybody and they make it look like you crazy. So they keep those things divided. They keep the food that give you diabetes and they do not mention that when they talk about dialysis. They never mention the two. They talk about dialysis over here. They talk about cancer over here. They never mention over here with over there. They keep the subject separated. Facts. Anytime you watch something about cancer, they do very little talking about cancer causing. They just be talking about treatment after you get messed up. They separate the knowledge. They separate the knowledge. But any food, no. Who in the hell want a nuclear? oven in a damn crib. You know how slow you gotta be to be microwaves in your kitchen and to push it like nuke your food and it light all up like that. You could see this is like when you go to the hospital, they put a big metal thing and they put you under that radiation machine and he run in a room. Who had an x-ray? And tell me an x-ray ain't the weirdest thing ever, the way they put you on that metal to make sure certain parts of your body don't get that shit. And then they go and they put that thing over you and he go in a room. It looked like some outer space. He go in the room scared and leave you in there and turn it on. And you never think, well, I'm in here. If it's all right for me to be in here, why you ain't in here? Who work in radiology? Yeah, that is spooky, ain't it? It's crazy, ain't it? Okay? It's crazy. I had to go in there when I had to go to the hospital when I got stabbed up. They roll you in there and they run. And he be in a room with a window. Look, you behind like a metal. It's blocked all the way off too. Can't none get over there where he at. And you be in there like, if your third eye is open, you don't really like it. You're like, I don't like this. This is not healthy. At least he don't think it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in. Crazy world. Seriously, it's just when the world gets slow and the leaders are slow and the professors and everybody that teach in the school is primitive and slow, then the whole society be slow. Because if you go to medical school and stuff right now, they say a lot of stupid shit. You just have to be really, you know what I'm saying? But they play it like, oh, I'm the big professor, you just a student. So they, automatically like, oh, they know what they talking about. I tell this all the time. I was in music school and we had to take like science. And they had a guy from the pharmaceutical industry come to the school and he talking about pills and aspirin and stuff. And he's telling the students, he said, our medicines, our aspirins, these drugs we give you, these are 100% proven to be safe. Because he said, in some cases, we test these products for 20 years before we actually release them to the public. So I said, let me ask you a question. If you test the aspirin or something for 20 years, and you know that 20 years it don't do nothing, I said, okay, if I start taking it at 20 years old and I get 40, ain't I part of a new experiment? Because you only tested it for me being 20 to 40. Then I said, let's say I got children and they born, me and their mama taking it. They born, it's in their blood. They grow up taking it. So they taking it. So now you're going into 80 years, 100 years. So I said, have you tested it for 2 generations? He said, you make an excellent point. And he moved on. The student was like, ooh, because you can't test nothing that we have to take forever. The only thing we know that we could take forever is the fruit and vegetables that the planet made for us. There's nothing man made that is guaranteed to be able to be all right unless we make it out of the things that's already here from nature. You cannot test nothing for mankind that you're going to put out here for generations, because some things will hurt the second or the third generation. This generation taking this stuff, they testicles shrinking, they vaginas changing, then their children come up, it's getting worse and worse and worse. You a big ass experiment. So like I told you, so actually after 20 years, I'm the experiment, right? He said, you're absolutely correct. I know I'm absolutely correct. You only test this shit for 20 years. If I start taking it when I'm 10 years old, once I get 30, you ain't tested it. You all good. You don't have to apologize. Danielle, whenever you get here, you good. This is not like something you got to be here, okay? So you don't have to be here. Whenever you get here, it's good, okay? So don't stress. When you see me going live and you at work, don't you get on there and lose your job, okay? Get on here when it's convenient, okay? We got that's why we have a few different moderators. Do not get on here when you at work. Do not get on here while you driving. Do not panic to come over here, Danielle. You're fine. Whenever you get here, it's fine. Okay? We already know that. People got life going on. So they can't, when I go live, you're not going to necessarily be ready. It would be totally crazy for me to think I go live and you ain't doing nothing. Hey, Danielle, it'd be crazy. I go live and I'm thinking you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to put y'all up on that. Get rid of the black plastic. It's got electrical cords and this is really unbelievable. That's why I love the internet. People always look at the bad thing, right? People always look at the bad things with the internet, but the internet is giving us a wide variety of information that you might not get on ABC, CBS, and NBC. You can get it from alternative sources that's telling things they're not telling. You know what I'm saying? You have to use the internet in a good way. The internet is one of the best things for your children, depending on what you are having them look at. People look at negative stuff and blame the internet. You know what I'm saying? The internet is excellent. You got to use it the right way. It's just like if you go to the library. If you go to the library, you know what I'm saying? If you go to the library, there's a lot of books in there, and it's up to you which book you read. There's books about nothing, and there's books about something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So the internet's a beautiful thing. And stay alert, because right now we got people doing research that's telling us things I would have never believed. It was old electrical cords and stuff in this stuff. I would have never believed that you use. See, I don't like plastic. That's the first thing. I don't like plastic because to me, plastic and heat makes no sense. So I can't even believe people use plastic for heat. That just seems like I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I can't believe that people would use a plastic spatula. That seems like a lack of common sense. Like plastic on a hot stove. They told you, oh, this is some special plastic. Man, it's plastic. Now we found out it's plastic made from e-waste, from old junk electronics, electrical cords and stuff like that. Invest, man. Get wooden spoons and stuff for food that's not hot. Get stainless steel. Get cast iron cooking ware. Get rid of that. Get rid of that no stick. This go back to G-Rod saying convenience. No stick. Right, it's no stick. What did they do to it to make it no stick? They put chemicals on it. So now the food ain't gonna stick, but is the chemicals gonna stick to the food? There's forever chemicals in there. So a lot of this convenient is totally cancerous and unhealthy. They're doing bad things to make things convenient. Well, let's put this chemical on the pot so that won't nothing stick to it. Let's put this chemical on the carpet so the carpet is stain proof. But you paying a price for the stain proof carpet because that's forever chemicals. Now you got your baby, you got your grandbaby crawling on this carpet that they done put chemicals on it so it won't be stain proof. Now these chemicals is going into your baby's hands, your baby's legs, and all of that. It's unbelievable. So it could be stain proof. Always remember, you got to give up something to get something. You have to give up something to get something. If you want a wooden spoon that lasts forever, you're going to have to treat it with something. To make it unnatural. Lots of clothing, fabrics are no good for the body. I try to wear 100% cotton as much as I possibly can. All my shirts that I get made, that I sell, all my shirts are 100% cotton. I got some more products coming out on my different websites, 100% silk, 100% cotton, 100% hemp. I don't use polyester. I don't use 50-50. I use 100% cotton. I don't like chemicals. Yeah, they're giving us cancer. So you're living in a cancerous society. That's what you're living in, a cancerous diabetes, heart congestion, stroke society, obesity society, breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, rectal cancer, throat cancer. That's what you're living in order to make money. So this is why you got to eat plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. These will cut back how much chemicals is in it and also fight against the chemicals you're getting from everywhere else. Always remember that. It serves two purposes. It's healthier and it fights against things that you're contracting that you don't know you're contracting. So the parsley and the cucumbers and the peaches and the oranges and the watermelon and the greens, the leafy greens. These things not only give you nutrition, but they also fight against the poisons and toxics. So it does two things. Always remember that. When you eat an apple, the apple is giving you certain nutrition, and the apple is cleaning anything that's coming into your body that's not healthy. Because we breathe in an unhealthy environment. Who knows what's in this air, in this office? So when you're eating right, you're preventing from getting sicker in two ways, because you're not eating nothing gonna make you sick, but you're eating something that will prevent other things from making you sick. In other words, I might have had the beginning of cancer how many times? That thing that turns into prostate cancer, I might have had that in my prostate 30 times, but it never was able to turn into cancer. It ended up having to dissolve because I didn't feed it with more cancerous stuff. And the stuff I eat is cancer fighting. So it's not like you eating food. You're not just eating food that don't give you cancer. You're eating food that actually fights cancer. It does two things. This is what people understand. That's why I said, well, you're trying to eat right, but you still could get this and that. Not really. My chances is better than you eating bacon and eggs. Okay? My chances is way better than you drinking too much alcohol, smoking, blunts, which is mostly cardboard because you're not getting no real tobacco. And even tobacco too much. Tobacco is too strong to be putting in the throat and in the lungs. Tobacco in ancient times, tobacco was something you only smoked rarely for certain ceremonies. You didn't smoke no tobacco all day, every day. Nobody did that. That was for rare ceremonies. So you might not smoke tobacco no more than 4 or 5 times a whole year. But you smoking cigarette after cigarette after cigarette, blunt after blunt after blunt after blunt. That ain't natural. That's unnatural. That's not natural. You drinking, 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 drunk, talking crazy. You ever talk to a drunk? If y'all out there drinking, stop drinking because you're obnoxious. You don't make no sense. Your life is going down the drain, and you're going to end up with cirrhosis of the liver. You know, you've been telling your cousin that's a good thing, but mostly in life, don't tell nobody nothing. Concentrate on yourself. Because if you most people that's telling somebody something ain't doing everything right themselves. So imagine yourself telling them put the blunts down, but you drinking too much. You ain't eating right. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So a lot of that, I only do this on social media. In real life, and it's very important for people to know, I do not tell people anything in real life. So in real life, if I get around you and you smoking a blunt, you could be my cousin, my brother, I'm not going to say nothing. I only do this here where people volunteer to watch me. In real life, I don't be trying to tell people how to be more healthier because it's a waste of time and it's phony because most people try to tell somebody to do something healthy ain't even help doing everything themselves. You cannot be wasting time trying to get somebody else together but you don't got yourself together. This is about self-improvement. You have to work on yourself. Because imagine me telling my cousin to stop drinking and I'm smoking blunts every day. But every time I see him drinking, I'm like, cuz you need to stop drinking like that. But I'm smoking blunts every day. I'm drinking Kool-Aid. I'm drinking artificial flavors, artificial color. I don't even got myself together. And I'm trying to tell somebody what to do. You gotta I spend my day trying to keep me together. I don't spend no time trying to get nobody else together, not even my children. My children, when they grow up, I provide a certain way for them to function. And I be the example. Once they get older, I am not preaching to them something they was raised and seen me doing. Period. I have never told my parents or nobody how to eat under no circumstances. And even if I get in a relationship with a woman, I do not tell her anything. My daughter's mother, when we got together, she was just a regular sister from Chicago. I was a vegan. She wasn't. I didn't tell her anything. She ate how she ate. I ate how I ate. I did not try to put my life on her. I just ate the way I ate. I had dreadlocks. She was going to the beauty shop. After so many years of going to the beauty shop, she got sick of it. She started growing dreadlocks. She started eating more plants and she started tasting my food. She a vegan. We ain't together, but she's still a vegan and she still got dreadlocks. I didn't tell her to do none of that. I didn't say nothing. I didn't open my mouth unless I was asked. And if I was asked, then I would talk. Other than that, don't be preaching to people. Take care of yourself. That's all you can do. If you got a father, he drink too much. Ain't no need to keep telling them, Daddy, stop drinking so much. Daddy, stop drinking so much. You're just wasting your breath. He's a grown man. He already knows the drinking is doing something to him. Just make sure you're not drinking. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. The strongest thing you could do is be an example. That's stronger than talking. Imagine telling somebody something and you don't even got yourself all the way together. You ain't even hard on yourself, but you hard on somebody else. You can't even get off chicken and fish and all that. So all these years I've been plant-based, I never preached to people. Only on social media. And the reason I talk like this on social media, because people volunteer to hear me. So I'm not intrusive. I'm not intrusive, but if I got around you in real life, I wouldn't be intrusive. Meaning, if you came and meet me right now, even if you're on Vegan Intel, we went to eat and you ordered fish or whatever, I would not pay that any attention. I wouldn't pay that no attention. I wouldn't say anything about that. You order what you're going to eat. I order what I'm going to eat. We'll hang out. You can ask me questions. We could talk or whatever. And that would be that. I would not judge you on what you eat. And you would be able to eat the same way you always eat. It wouldn't bother me none. I wouldn't judge you none. Because that ain't none of my business. That's not what this is about. This is self-improvement. That's it. Always remember that. If you want to help your mate, get yourself together and just stand on your own thing. There's people out here that try to go vegan. Say he's a man, he trying to go vegan. He trying to tell his wife, about going vegan and going vegan. And babe, you could do this, and babe, you could do that. And he trying to go vegan. And then 14 months later, he with her somewhere. And she asked him, you want a piece of this chicken? And he eat it. So think about, so you fall off in front of her. You go back and fall off in front of your wife. You know why you fell off? Because you was too busy trying to tell her what to do and not focus on yourself. So now you even worse. You worse for the movement because you preaching, but then you ain't practicing what you preaching. So then you're not helping nobody. You're really harming the community because you're doing all this talking and then you can't stand on it. Now, if you would be quiet and you fall off, it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that bad if you just try to change the way you eat and you tell your wife, you tell your husband, yeah, I'm trying to eat better. And then if you fall off, you was humble about it. You just get back on the bike. But if you was preaching to them, preaching to them, preaching to them, and then you fall off, you a bad example. You going around, yeah, vegan, vegan, vegan. 2 years later, man, I'm back eating meat. That's because you didn't shut up and concentrate on what you was doing. You was stunting. You was using it for the wrong purposes. This is self-improvement. This is about taking care of yourself, not smoking for your lungs, not drinking alcohol for your liver, not eating a bunch of sugar and sweets for your kidney. This is self. Always remember that. So if you watch this and you don't want to use the microwave no more, just you don't use it. Don't make everybody else throw it out. Now, if you want to overpower somebody, you could do the children. You touch don't warm your stuff up in that. Come warm it up in the stove because you daddy or you mommy. So you can make them do the way you want to do because they too little to know better. So if they too young to know better, then yeah, make them don't use the microwave. Your wife, you could suggest it. Babe, stop using that microwave. That's radiation. But after so long, what you could say? You know what I'm saying? The best thing you could do for her is not use it. Then she's gonna be like, he don't use this, he don't use this. I'm gonna stop using it too. That's what she's gonna say. She's gonna say, I'm gonna stop using it too. So this is sad news that it's all kind of electrical parts in this black plastic. But at least we learning. Throw the plastic out. Throw the plastic out. And remember one thing now. Use your business mind. So maybe you're thinking about going into business. So when you see stories like this your opportunity to get into the container business. You might want to start using some type of hemp cardboard or something and come out with your own containers and manipulate this system and get out there. Tired of using plastic containers with all the toxins in it? Get my containers. So, these are business opportunities too. These are business opportunities. It's opportunities for you to sell trail mix. It's opportunity for you to get into the health business and make a fortune as people transition. It's time for you to be like, you know what? I think I'm finna open up a little restaurant. Because I keep telling the women, especially the African American women, the foundational Black American women, it's wide open for you to open a restaurant and sell old school soul food, plant based, meaning, the mashed potatoes, the string beans, the corn on the cob, all of that. But with everybody gonna come eat it. Even the meat eaters will come. Your restaurant will blow all the way up. Collard greens, mustard greens, no meat, sweet potatoes, all that. If it's really, really good and they just want some meat, they'll buy your stuff and go buy their own meat and put it with it. But it's wide open. It's the future. It's wide open for sell food. And the future with vegan food is going to be whole food, soul food. It's going to be the future. The burgers and fries and stuff will do good too. But the future is going to be whole foods. Black eyed peas, string beans, collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, red cabbage, baked potato, sweet potato. That's going to be where the money's going to be over the next 10 years. That's where the money's going to be. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right? So take care of yourself and be careful out here, that these people will sell you anything. Victory.